A legal battle brewing over the name of the newest political action committee. It's called the Stop Pelosi PAC. The Federal Election Commission is telling the Stop Pelosi PAC to remove the minority leader's name from their title because she did not say they could use it. The group arguing they can use whatever name they want because of their First Amendment rights. The commission disagrees and has given them 2 weeks to shut it down or face, quote, audit or enforcement action. So joining us now to debate this is Lee Sweal, a Fox News legal analyst, and Doug Burns. He is a former prosecutor and defense attorney. Great to have you guys.
Thank you, Allie.
So can this PAC use the name Pelosi, Doug, in a pejorative way, or is that illegal?
Under the current rules, you cannot use the name in a negative way without the authorization of the candidate. You could have a pro-Pelosi PAC without the authorization.
Oh, you can use the name,
yes.
but it has to be positive, not negative.
It can't be negative.
Exactly.
It's got to be issue-driven.
And
it's got
by
to
the
be
way,
issue advocacy. But there is one way around this, right, Doug?
Yes.
Which is that if you're talking about a special project, so you don't have to it's not just
the name of the PAC.
Right, it's not the name of the PAC, but .org or something like that, or you have a bigger PAC that includes a website, then you can use it as a special project. I'm looking right at the law.
You could have a website. In other words, you have a PAC.
Right.
Instead of calling Stop Pelosi, we call it Conservatives for America. Okay?
Exactly.
Fine, nothing wrong with that name. Under the umbrella of that, Allison, you could have stoppelosi.org, and that's why everybody's going crazy. They're saying, how can you have that rule?
So what's the, how can you? What is the difference between having a website and a PAC? Why?
Because the PAC,
both the First Amendment.
Right, but the PAC issue is that you can only use a PAC either to promote somebody or you can't destroy somebody in a PAC. You just can't do that. But you can, under the section here, Title 3, or Title 102.14, you can say you can show opposition to a particular candidate if you use it as a special project, like a stoppelosi.org under a larger umbrella.
If they went to court, you'd have a couple of different issues. One would be, my First Amendment right to say stop Pelosi. And I think that's essentially a losing argument, and I think Lisa would agree with that. As a PAC.
As a PAC, right.
The underlying special promotion or website point, I think they would argue actually that that's vague and unclear as to what it prohibits and allows. But I think Allison's point is, well, wait a minute, what's the difference between the name of the PAC and the name of the underlying website?
It's all in the packaging of the PAC. That's what it really is.
I mean, my other question is which trumps which? First Amendment versus privacy rights. I don't want somebody starting a Stop Allison Camerata PAC. That's uncomfortable. So is that a privacy issue that you can't just co-opt someone's name?
No, they couldn't do that. They couldn't take your name. It's a privacy issue. Using your name. Authorization. But they could have a larger umbrella. They could, I can't imagine. I mean, we all love you, Allie. So what would it be? But you can't.
But no. But there's overlapping principles. I mean, you're a public figure and a journalist, so they couldn't use your likeness, by the way, and start profiting commercially
and making
without
money
your
off
authorization.
And she's a public figure.
Exactly, but they're not actually using it to make money necessarily. It's an issue-driven thing.
Exactly. Don't forget that PACs are meant to be issue-driven, not personality-driven.
Okay, and remember the Citizens United Supreme Court decision that had everybody up in arms about whether or not money equaled free speech. Does this play into that? Because PACs sort of try to collect money?
I don't think so, really, at a court level. I think it's apples and oranges. I really do.
We were saying earlier that in Citizens United, and everybody, of course, remembers the dust-up when the president made a comment during the State of the Union, and there was Justice Alito, and he goes, "That's not
what it meant."
Remember that? So the thing is, Citizens United really, and I don't purport to, be the expert on the opinion, but it was about unions and corporations and what they could and couldn't do. So here, in terms of a political action committee, I agree with Lisa. I think it's separate.
Okay, so very quickly, they have 2 weeks to shut it down. You're saying they must shut it down?
I think so. I think it's going to be shut down. Unless they use this, what we just talked about, they go to this Section 3 of the statute and make it a special project within the PAC.
Allison, is that the head says, I'm not taking the name out, so it's going to get interesting.
It sure is. And you heard it here first.
And you heard it here first.
Doug, Lise, thanks so much.
Pleasure.
Great to see you.